On a red background, a caption in white letters reads, "Welcome to our wooden O." We are an independent charity which receives no regular government subsidy. We still need donations to help us to continue to share Shakespeare's gift of stories. shakespearesglobe.com/donate. A large white O fills the centre, the words Shakespeare's Globe to the right. On the left is a small logo, in partnership with Born to Be, the Deutsche Bank Youth Engagement Programme. Welcome to this introduction to the 2020 Globe on-screen Romeo and Juliet. This production took place in the Globe Theatre in 2019 as part of the Globe's Playing Shakespeare with Deutsche Bank project. Romeo and Juliet was written by William Shakespeare and directed for Shakespeare's Globe by Michael Oakley. The performance lasts for 90 minutes without an interval. These introductory notes were written by Ruth James and edited by Julia Grundy. Shakespeare's Globe and the setting for Romeo and Juliet. The Globe Theatre is a faithful reconstruction of the open-air theatre built in 1599, where many of Shakespeare's greatest plays were first performed. It is situated across the river for St Paul's Cathedral, on the south bank of the Thames, about 170 metres from the site of the original, and has been constructed using as many Elizabethan building methods as possible. Opened officially in 1997, today's Globe is a 20-sided wooden structure made of oak and lime plaster, with the first thatched roof permitted in London since the Great Fire in 1666. The chorus in Henry V describes the Globe as a hollow circle. The centre of the wooden O is called the yard, where there are about 600 standing, or groundling, places. Other members of the audience sit on wooden benches in one of the 3 galleries which run around the circular auditorium, the upper gallery being some 10 metres above the yard. The theatre is open to the elements, and performances continue whatever the weather, even during a thunderstorm. Occasionally, helicopters and airplanes fly overhead, and the sound of boats from the nearby river can be heard in the background. Thrusting out into the yard is the large rectangular stage. This stands at shoulder height, so that the groundlings nearest to the stage can lean against it, and actors can stoop down to address members of the audience directly, face to face. Towards the front of the stage are 2 huge pillars, one on either side. Each pillar has been created from a complete oak tree. Although made of wood, these pillars are ingeniously painted to look like polished marble. The deep base of each is octagonal, and the column above is topped with an ornately carved Corinthian capital, gilded with real gold. The pillars support an overhanging roof, called the heavens. Its underside is divided into panels by gilded wooden ribs. Each panel is painted deep blue and decorated with stars, moons, or signs of the zodiac. The floor of the stage is covered with well-worn wooden boards, with a trapdoor in the centre that has 2 flaps that crash back when opened. Wooden steps lead down from both sides of the main stage into the yard, so that the actors can make their entrances by moving through the audience before climbing up onto the stage. The back wall of the stage is 2 stories high, with a minstrel's gallery on the upper level where the 3 musicians can be found. They play trumpet, tenor and bass trombones, euphonium and percussion. At stage level, on the far left and right, are doors that lead to an unseen back room called the tiring house, or backstage area, and in the centre is a large set of wood-panelled double doors. Against the back wall on either side of the double doors are 2 stands piled high with chunky, tall wax candles, their flames flickering in the breeze. As the play opens, 3 sturdy crosses are set in the centre of the stage, one a metre high and the other 2 slightly smaller. They are a pale wooden colour, each with a small figure of the crucified Christ. They are later moved to lean against the stands, surrounded by more candles, 2 crosses on the right side, one on the left. This production of Romeo and Juliet is not set in a specific period, and the costumes have a contemporary style that has an element of timelessness. The staging is simple, using minimal props. A bed covered with a yellow and white duvet signifies a bedroom. Silver streamers hanging from the centre door behind a drum kit denote a party room. A swing hangs in Juliet's garden. Romeo and Juliet takes place in the Italian city of Verona, a walled city which is a hotbed of emotions, violence, hate, and love. Two wealthy families bear an ancient grudge, the Montagues and Capulets, and both families are intertwined with the House of Aeschylus, the Prince of Verona. There are 10 actors, with some playing more than one role, and a 50-50 gender split in casting, so that some traditionally male roles are being played by women. Most are in their 20s, and there is a diverse mix of ethnicities. The Montagues are restrained in dress, with muted colours, while the Capulets wear more flashy clothes, in gleaming materials of gold and silver. The younger characters are casually dressed, with soft black shoes or trainers, while their elders are more formal, in elegantly structured clothes. They also adopt differing styles of fighting, with the Capulets using items they might display or wear, such as belts, weaponized jewellery, and nail extensions. The Montagues tend to use more traditional weapons, such as daggers, swords, and sticks. Romeo's close companions are Abraham, Benvolio, and Mercutio. All 4 wear baggy trousers and a flowing, shiny material that looks like leather, teamed with a different colour top. Romeo is an earnest youth, with close-cropped black hair and a winning smile. His trousers are a warm petrol blue, while his jumper is patterned in black and white. He carries a small knife tucked into the back of his trousers. Abraham reverses Romeo's colours in black trousers with a petrol blue jumper. Benvolio is played by a woman, her tightly ringleted hair held back with a black hairband. She wears muted purple with a black blouson jacket on top that suits her more reasoned personality, while Mercutio shines in mustard yellow trousers and black and white jumper, a flickering, impulsive youth with a floppy black fringe over his expressive face. Mercutio is the prince's cousin, and thus friends with the Capulets as well as with Romeo. When Mercutio sneaks his friends into a party, they all wear loose black and white shirts with swirling geometric designs over the same trousers, along with black masks studded around the eye holes with silver studs. Romeo's father, Lord Montague, is a tall, imposing figure with a smoothly shaved head. He first appears in a large black and white houndstooth check coat, worn over black trousers and a white polo neck jumper. Lady Montague also wears a black and white check coat, tightly belted with a shiny black belt, her hair cut in a long, glossy black bob. We also meet Friar Lawrence. Friar Lawrence is not only Romeo's confessor, but also Juliet's. He's Franciscan and wears a black cloak with long square sleeves and a hood like a scholar's gown, lined in white, with wide white bands at the front edges. When he first appears, he carries a large, freshly collected bunch of herbs in a bag around his neck. Lord Capulet is more flamboyant than Lord Montague. He has craggy features and sweeps in wearing a long, flowing cream coat, over gleaming black trousers topped with a grey patterned jacket and black polo neck, barking orders and expecting to be obeyed. Lady Capulet is a tall, elegant woman, her white hair pinned back from her patrician face. She wears killer black heels and matching black coat, and for the party has a shimmering silver dress. The Capulet's daughter, Juliet, is fresh-faced, with her long blonde hair caught back into a ponytail. She dresses in simple, cream-coloured clothes, jeans and matching jacket over a white top, edged with cream lace at first, then a pale silver sparkling dress with a shiny halter-like metallic top for a party. She's loose and free in her movements and exuberantly confident. Her nurse shares Juliet's exuberance, but is more down-to-earth, a pragmatic soul with wavy chestnut-brown hair that sweeps her shoulders. Nurse wears a stiff blue dress with wide short sleeves over a black polo neck that cinches in tightly at the waist, causing the skirt to flare out widely as she stomps about, gesturing and grimacing as she gossips and laughs. Later, she wears a glittering coat of bright gold. Tybalt and Samson follow the Capulets. Played by a woman, Tybalt is Juliet's cousin and is tall and slim, with long, dark blonde hair plaited close to her head, then hanging down her back. She wears a leopard print top with many silver chains looped around her waist and round her neck. She also has long, pointed metal nail extensions on her right hand. Both she and Samson wear shiny black trousers. Samson's top is white with a large black V across the chest. Paris, Juliet's suitor, is related to the prince. A restrained, tall figure, Paris is clad all in black, in a sharp, glossy suit, with black hair that flops over his long, intellectual face. He sometimes carries a silver-topped black cane. Lastly, Prince Aeschylus also wears black, but with a cream-lined jacket and a black jockey cap. He often addresses us through a megaphone. Cast in alphabetical order, and production credits. Jeff Alexander plays Friar Lawrence and Lord Montague. Charlotte Beaumont plays Juliet. Stuart Bowman plays Lord Capulet. Debbie Chazan plays the nurse and Lady Montague. Christopher Chung plays Paris, Prince Aeschylus and Abraham. Ned Derrington plays Mercutio, Samson and Friar John. Hermione Gulliford plays Lady Capulet. Shalisha James Davis plays Benvolio. Iula Smart plays Tybalt and the Apothecary. Nathan Welsh plays Romeo. The musicians are Hilary Belsey, who plays the tenor trombone, Sarah Field, who plays the trumpet and saxes, and Richard Henry is the musical director and plays bass trombone, euphonium and percussion. The executive producers are Sophie Curtis and Paul Shooter. Directed for the screen by Glenn Barton. The fight director is Alison de Berg. The composer is Ollie Fox. The choreographer is Paul Isles. The costume designer is Alex Loud. Directed for the stage by Michael Oakley. These introductory notes in the audio description of Romeo and Juliet were written and voiced by Ruth James, edited by Julia Grundy, and sound engineered by Gary Giles for Vocalize. An audio version of these notes can be found here. To contact Vocalize, please email us on inquiries@vocalize.co.uk or visit vocalize.co.uk. The O expands towards us and disappears, revealing a view of the stage and audience at the Globe, with the words, "Globe on Screen presents Playing Shakespeare with Deutsche Bank. Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare." The words fade. The trapdoors crash open. Romeo and Juliet gaze out at us, beaming. They climb out, pace around, staring directly at individuals in the audience. The musicians play from the balcony. Romeo.
Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean.
From forth the fatal loins of these two foes,
Juliet.
a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured, piteous overthrows do with their death bury their parents' strife.
The fearful passage of their death-marked love,
And the continuance of their parents' rage,
which but their children's end naught could remove, is now the 90 minutes traffic of our stage.
the which if you with patient ears attend.
What here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend.
They close the trapdoor. Samson.
The quarrel is between our masters and us, their men. A dog of the house of Montague moves me. To move is to stir, and to be valiant is to stand. A dog of that house shall move me to stand. I will show myself a tyrant. When I have fought with the men, I will be cruel with the maids.
Abraham strolls in.
Here comes one of the house of the Montague. I will bite my thumb at them, which is a disgrace to them if they bear it.
Samson chomps on his thumb, flicks it out at Abraham.
Do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
No, sir. I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I bite my thumb, sir. Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
If you do, sir, I am for you. I serve as good a man as you.
No better?
Yes, better, sir.
You lie!
Oh, here comes one of my master's kinsmen.
Tybalt.
Brawl.
They grapple, Samson wrenching at Abraham's knife. Benvolio separates them.
Half fool! Took thy blades, you know what you do.
What, art thou drawn amongst these heartless hinds? Turn thee, Benvolio, look upon thy death.
Tybalt, I do but keep the peace. Get thee away, or help to part these men with me.
What, drawn and talk of peace? I hate the word, as I hate hell, all Montagues and thee. Have at thee, coward!
She swings a looped chain at Benvolio's knife. They engage, as do the other two.
What noise is this?
The Capulets.
Give me my longsword, ho!
A crotch! Why call you for a sword?
Give me my sword, I say! Old Montague's come and flourishes his weapon in spite of me.
The Montagues.
Thou villain, hold me not, let me go!
Shalt not stir a foot to seek a foe!
Montague thrusts his wife aside, swings his stick at Lord Capulet, who parries. The others join battle, the ladies, Capulet and Montague, exchanging blows. The Prince.
Enemies to peace! On pain of torture from those bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground! And hear the sentence of your moving prince!
They drop their weapons.
3 civil brawls, bred of an airy word, by thee, O Capulet and Montague, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. On pain of death, all men depart. Away!
They disperse. The Montagues stop Benvolio.
Oh, where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad am I he was not at this fray. Madam, an hour before the worshipped sun peered forth the golden window of the east, a troubled mind drave me to walk abroad, where under the grove of sycamore, so early walking did I see your son.
Many a morning hath he there been seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning dew, adding to clouds more clouds with his deep sighs.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
I neither know it nor can learn of him. Could we but learn from whence his sorrows grow, we would as willingly give cure as know.
See where he comes. So please you step aside. I'll know his grievance or be much denied.
The Montagues go.
Good morrow, cousin.
Is the day so young?
But new struck 9.
Ay me, sad hours seem long. Was that my parents that went hence so fast?
It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which having makes them short.
In love.
Out.
Of love.
Out of her favour where I am in love.
Alas, that love so gentle in his view should be so tyrannous and rough in proof.
Alas, that love whose view is muffled still should without eyes see pathways to his will. Where shall we dine? Oh me, what fray was here? Yet tell me not, for I have heard it all. Here's much to do with hate, but more with love. Why then, oh brawling love, oh loving hate, oh anything of nothing first create. Oh heavy lightness, serious vanity, misshapen chaos of well-seeming forms, a feather of lead, bright smoke, cold fire, sick health. This love feel I that feel no love in this. Dost thou not laugh?
No, cuz, I rather weep.
Good heart at what?
Thy good heart's oppression.
Why, such is love's transgression. Farewell, my cuz.
Soft, I will go along, and if you leave me so, you do me wrong.
Oh, I've lost myself. I am not here. This is not Romeo, he's some other where.
Tell me in sadness, who is that you love?
In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
Well, I aimed so near when I supposed you loved.
All right, good markman. And she's fair, I love.
All right, fair mark, fair cuz, as soon as hit.
Well, in that hit you miss, she'll not be hit. With Cupid's arrow she hath Dian's wit. And in strong proof of chastity well armed, from love's weak childish bow she lives unharmed. She hath forsworn to love, and in that vow do I live dead that live to tell it now.
Be ruled by me. Forget to think of her.
Oh, teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine eyes. Examine other beauties.
'Tis the way to call hers exquisite in question more. Farewell, thou canst not teach me to forget.
I'll pay that doctrine, or else die in debt. At an ancient feast of Capulets, where Mercutio, our friend, this night doth play, sups the fair Rosaline, whom I know thou loves, with all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and with an unattainted eye, compare her face with one that I shall show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
I'll go along, no such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in splendour of mine own.
They run off. In Juliet's bedroom, her nurse shakes out a party dress. Lady Capulet.
Nurse! Where's my daughter? Call her forth to me.
What lamb? What ladybird? What Juliet?
Now, who calls?
Your mother.
Madam, I'm here. What is your will?
This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret.
She spots the audience.
Nurse, come back again. I have remembered me, thou'st hear our counsel.
Sits on the bed.
Thou know'st my daughter's of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age unto an hour. Susan and she, God rest all Christian souls, are of an age. Well, Susan is with God. She was too good for me. 'Tis since the earthquake now, many years, and she was weaned, I never shall forget it, upon that day, when she did taste the wormwood on the nipple of my dug and felt it bitter.
A grimace at Juliet.
Pretty fool to see her tetchy and fall out with the dug. For then she could stand alone. She could have run and waddled all about. For even the day before, she broke her brow. And then my husband, God be with his soul, he was a merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth he, dost thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backwards when thou hast more wit, wilt thou not, Jewel? And by my holy dame, the pretty wretch left crying and said, I.
Enough of this. I prithee, hold thy peace.
Yes, madam. Yet I cannot choose but laugh to think that she should leave crying and say, I.
Juliet hugs her.
Yet I warrant she had upon her brow a bump as big as a young cockerel stone, and she cried bitterly. Thou wast the prettiest babe that e'er I nursed, and I might live to see thee married once, I have my wish.
Marry is the very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter, Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
Juliet backs.
It is an honour that I dream not of.
Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you, here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers, by my count. I was your mother much upon these years that you are now a maid. Thus then, in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
A man, young lady, such a man.
Verona summer hath not such a flower.
Nay, he's a flower, i' faith, the very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris' face and find delight writ there with beauty's pen. That precious book of love, that unbound lover, to beautify him only lacks a cover. That book in many's eyes doth share the glory that in gold clasps locks in the golden story. So shall you share all that he doth possess, by having him, making yourself no less.
No less, nay, bigger. Women grow by men.
Speak briefly. Can you like of Paris love?
I'll look to like, if looking liking move. But no more deep will I endart mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
Juliet! Oh, the county stays.
She goes. Juliet leaps into Nurse's arms.
Go, girl! Sing happy nights to happy days.
They run out. Benvolio and Mercutio arrive, Mercutio beating his drumsticks, followed by a morose Romeo. Mercutio.
Oh, give him a case to put his visage in. A visor for a visor!
Hi, Mercutio.
Come, gentle Romeo, I must have you dance.
Not I, believe me. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead, so stakes me to the ground, I cannot move.
Oh, you are a lover. Borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common bound.
Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it should you burden love. Too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like thorn.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat
He pokes
love down.
Romeo.
Come, knock, and enter, and no sooner in, and Romeo would take you to your legs.
I am not for this ambling, and am done.
But let them measure us by what they will. We'll measure them a measure and be gone.
Take our good meaning, for our judgment sits 5 times in that, once in our 5 wits.
And we mean well in going to this mask, but 'tis no wit to go.
And why, may one ask?
I dreamt a dream tonight.
And so did I.
Well, what was yours?
The dreamers often are lying.
In bed asleep, or they do dream things true.
Oh, then I see Queen Mab hath been with you.
Queen Mab, what's she?
She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn with a team of little atomies over men's noses as they lie asleep. Her chariot is an empty hazel nut, her wagoner a small grey-coated gnat, and in this state she gallops night by night through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love. O'er courtiers' knees that dream on curtsies straight, o'er lawyers' fingers who straight dream on fees, o'er ladies' lips who straight on kisses dream, which oft the angry Mab with blisters plagues, because their breaths with sweet meats tainted are. Sometimes she driveth o'er a soldier's neck, drums in his ear, at which he starts and wakes, and then dreams he of cutting foreign throats. This is the hag, when maids lie on their backs, that presses them and learns them first to bear, making them women of good carriage. This is she!
Peace! Peace, Mercutio, peace! Thou talk'st of nothing.
True. I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin a substance as the air, and as inconstant as the blowing wind.
This wind you speak of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we shall come too late.
I fear too early, for my mind misgives some consequence. Yet hanging in the stars shall bitterly begin his fearful date, with this night's revels to bring untimely death. But he that hath the steerage of my course, direct my sail. On, lusty, gentle folk!
They race away. The partygoers arrive. The Capulets with Juliet and the nurse, Paris and the musicians.
At my poor house, look to behold this night earth-treading stars that make dark heaven light. The earth hath swallowed all my hopes, but she. She is the hopeful lady of my earth. So woo her, gentle Paris, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part, and she agree, within her scope of choice, lies my consent and fair according voice.
Paris steps forward.
Now, Juliet, what say you to my suit?
He bows. Smiling, she puts her hand in his.
You are welcome, all. Come, musicians, play.
Mercutio bursts in, followed by the other two, both masked.
Welcome, gentlemen. I have seen the day that I have worn a visor and could tell a whispering tale in a fair lady's ear.
Husband.
Lady Capulet pulls her husband away from them. He kisses the nurse. And Juliet and Paris perform a stately, sweeping dance. He twirls her as they step elegantly across the space. Paris lifts her high, clasping her waist and turning. He lowers her. He lifts her again, higher this time, and swings her around, then takes her in his arms to continue the dance. Romeo.
What lady's that which doth enrich the hand of yonder knight? For she doth teach the torches to burn bright. Did my heart love till now? Forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
The dance stops. Tybalt.
This, by his voice, should be a Montague. What, dares the slave, covered with an antic face, to fleer and scorn at our solemnity? Oh, now by the stock and honour of my kin, to strike him dead, I hold it not a sin.
Why, how now, kinsman, wherefore storm you so?
Uncle, this is a Montague, our foe. A villain that is hither come in spite to scorn at our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain, Romeo.
Content thee, gentle coz, let him alone. Old Montague is bound as well as I in penalty alike, and 'tis not hard, I think, for men so old as we to keep the peace. No, I would not, for the wealth of all the town, in my house do him disparagement. Therefore be patient. Take no note of him. Show a fair present and put off these frowns.
It fits, when such a villain is our guest. I'll not endure him.
He shall be endured. Am I the master here or you? Go to.
Why, uncle? 'Tis a shame.
Go to! Go to! You are a saucy girl, is so indeed.
Well said, my heart.
You are a princox. Go!
Lady Capulet.
I'll make you quiet. Begin, good Mercutio. What? Chilly, my hearts.
Benvolio and Romeo take to the floor, still masked. They funk it out with cool moves and fast stepping, their arms pumping to the beat. They separate. Benvolio dances with Nurse, steps to Paris, who stiffly copies, but fails, and laughs. Romeo backs from an angry Tybalt. Juliet and Paris join them in the centre. They funk it out in unison, arms weaving neatly, legs kicking out, hips thrusting, united in dance. They leap high, arms punching the air, and strut round as their elders join them, pacing and interweaving in lines. As Romeo passes Juliet, he gazes at her longingly, staring after her. She stares back, intrigued. He replaces his mask, singles her out, and dances with her, away from the others, in perfect unison. Everyone rejoins them, smiling joyfully, moving as one. Romeo pulls Juliet aside.
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this: my lips, two blushing pilgrims ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much. which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands, that pilgrims' hands do touch.
Takes his
And
hand.
palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?
Aye, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Oh, then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray. Grant thou, lest faith turn to despair.
He kneels, head bowed.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not, while my prayer's effect I take.
Rises, plants a confident kiss on her smiling lips.
Thus from my lips by thine my sin is purged.
Then have my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from my lips? Oh, trespass sweetly urged. Give me my sin again.
They collide passionately.
You kiss by the book.
Madam, your
Juliet
lady
goes.
mother craves a word.
What is her mother?
Married bachelor, her mother is the lady of the house. I nursed her daughter that you talked withal. I tell you, he that can lay hold of her shall have the chinks.
Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear account, my life is my foe's debt.
Romeo, away be gone, the sport is at the best.
Aye, so I fear, the more is my unrest.
Come hither, nurse. What is yon gentleman?
His name is Romeo and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love, sprung from my only hate. Too early seen, unknown, and known too late.
What's this? What's this?
A rhyme I learnt, even now of one I danced withal.
Juliet? Come, let's away. The strangers all are gone.
They leave.
Can I go forward when my heart is here?
Romeo in the yard.
Turn back, dull earth, and find thy centre out. Sorry.
To a girl.
For stony limits cannot hold out love.
My cousin Romeo!
He hides behind a pillar.
He is wise, and on my life hath stolen him home to bed.
Run this way and let this orchard walk organ, Mercutio!
Nay, I'll conjure too. Romeo, humours, madman, passion, lover.
Stands on a balcony.
I conjure thee by Rosaline's bright eyes, by her high forehead and her scarlet lip, by her fine foot, straight leg, and quivering thigh. Oh, Romeo, that she were. Oh, that she were an open arse, and thou a popper in pear!
Peace! If he hear thee, thou wilt anger him.
He jumps down.
Cannot anger him. Romeo! Good night! Come, let's away, for 'tis in vain to seek him here that means not to be found.
He jests at scars that never fell to wound. But soft, what light through yonder window breaks?
Juliet's
It
balcony.
is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon.
Juliet emerges above. He hides.
It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Why me?
She speaks.
Oh, Romeo. Romeo. Wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or, if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though, not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose, by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word.
She leaps back.
Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth, I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus bescreened in night so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have yet not drunk 100 words of thy tongue's utterings, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo? And a Montague? How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings did I o'erperch these walls.
They do see thee, they will murder thee.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their eyes. And but thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued wanting of thy love.
Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. Oh, gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon, I swear.
Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon, that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
And what shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all. That is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden. This bud of love, by summer's ripening breath, may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night. Good night. As sweet repose and rest come to thy heart, as that within my breast.
Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it. But to be frank, and give it thee again, my bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu. Anon, good nurse. Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little, I will come again.
Oh, blessed, blessed night! I am afeard, being in night, all this is but a dream, too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honourable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow, by one that I'll procure to come to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite. I come anon, but if thou mean'st not well, I do beseech thee. By and by I come, to cease thy strife and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worse to want thy light. Love goes toward love as schoolboys from their books, but love from love towards school with heavy looks.
Romeo!
My love?
At what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
At the hour of 9.
I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then.
He turns to go,
Romeo,
revolves like a top.
I have forgot why I did call thee back.
Let me stand here till thou remember it.
I shall forget to have thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company.
And I'll still stay to have thee still forget, forgetting any other home but this.
Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, peace in thy breast. Would I were sleep and peace so sweet to rest. Hence will I to my ghostly father's cell, his help to crave, and my dear hap to tell.
Romeo goes. Friar Lawrence paces in.
The grey-eyed morn smiles on the frowning night, checkering the eastern clouds with streaks of light. Now, ere the sun advance his burning eye, the day to cheer and night's dank dew to dry, I must upfill this osier cage of ours with baleful weeds and precious juiced flowers.
He shows them to us.
Within the infant rind of this weak flower, poison hath residence and medicine power. For this, being smelt with that part, cheers each part. Being tasted, slays all senses with the heart. 2 such opposed kings encamp them still in man as well as herbs, grace and rude will.
Good morrow, father.
Romeo.
Benedicite! What early tongue so sweet saluteth me, young son? It argues a distempered head, so soon to bid good morrow to thy bed. Therefore, thy earliness doth me assure thou art uproused by some distemperature. Or if not so, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
That last is true, the sweeter rest was mine.
God pardon sin. Wast thou with Rosaline?
With Rosaline, my ghostly father, no. I forgot that name, and that name's woe. I have been feasting with mine enemy, whereon a sudden one hath wounded me that's by me wounded. Both our remedies within thy help and holy physic lies.
Be plain, good son, and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession finds but riddling shrift.
Then plainly know my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on hers, so hers is set on mine. And all combined, save what thou must combine by holy marriage. When and where and how we met, we wooed and made exchange of vow, I'll tell thee as we pass. But this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Jesu Maria! What a deal of brine hath washed thy sallow cheeks for Rosaline, and art thou changed? Pronounce this sentence then. Women may fall when there's no strength in men.
Thou chidest me oft for loving Rosaline.
For doting, not for loving, pupil mine.
I pray thee, chide me not. Her I love now doth grace for grace and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Oh, she knew well thy love did read by rote and could not spell. But, come, young waverer, come, go with me. In one respect, I'll thy assistant be, for this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household's rancour to pure love.
Oh, let us hence, I stand on sudden haste.
Wisely and slow. They stumble that run fast.
He follows Romeo out. Benvolio and Mercutio.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight?
Not to his father's, I spoke with his man.
Oh, that same pale-hearted wench, that Rosaline, torments him so that he will sure run mad.
Tybalt, the kingsman to old Capulet, hath sent a letter to his father's house.
A challenge on my life. Alas, poor Romeo, he is already dead, shot through the ear with a love song. The very pin of his heart cleft with the blind bow-boy's butt shaft. And is he a man to encounter Tybalt?
Why, what's Tybalt?
The queen of cats.
He claws at the air.
Here comes Romeo.
Romeo, bonjour. You gave us the counterfeit fairly last night.
Good morrow to you both. What counterfeit did I give you?
The slip, sir, the slip. Can you not conceive?
Pardon, good Mercutio. My business was great, and in such a case as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
Now art thou sociable. Now art thou Romeo. For that drivelling love was like a great fool that runs, lolling up and down, trying to hide his bauble in a hole.
Stop there, stop there.
Thou desirest me to stop in my tail against the hair.
Thy else would have made thy tail large.
Oh, thou art deceived. I would have made it short, for I was come to the whole depth of my tail.
Well, here's goodly gear.
The nurse.
Oh, a sail! A sail!
He grabs her coat. She frees herself.
God ye good morrow, gentlefolk.
God ye good den, fair, gentle woman.
Is it good den?
'Tis no less, I tell you, for the bawdy hand of the dial is now upon the prick of noon.
She bats his arm lightly, then checks his muscles.
Can any of you tell me where I may find the young Romeo?
Oh, I can tell you, but young Romeo will be older when you have found him than he was when you sought him. I'm the youngest of that name.
If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you.
She will indict him to some supper.
Aboard, aboard, aboard. So ho!
Dirty knave! And you say anything against me?
She grabs a
I'll
shoe.
take you down! I am
Chases him.
Jill's scurvy knave!
Romeo, will you to your father's, will to dinner thither?
I will follow you.
Farewell, ancient lady. Farewell, lady. Lady.
He pursues her.
Lady.
Scurvy knave!
He runs off.
Pray you, sir, what saucy merchant was this that was so full of his ropery?
A gentleman, nurse, that loves to hear himself talk.
Scurvy knave! Now, afore God, I am so vexed that every part about me quivers.
She composes herself.
pray you a word. My young lady bade me inquire you out. But first, let me tell ye, if you should lead her into a fool's paradise, as they say, 'twere a very gross kind of behaviour, as they say, for the gentlewoman is very young.
Nurse, commend me to thy lady and mistress.
Good-hearted, in faith, I will tell
He hands her
not.
flowers.
Lord, Lord, she will be a joyful woman.
Bid her devise some means to come to Shrift this afternoon. There she shall, of Friar Lawrence cell, be shrived and married.
This afternoon, sir? Well, she shall be there. Oh, sir, my mistress is the sweetest lady. Lord, Lord, when 'twas a little prating thing, she fell upon her face. And, oh, there is a nobleman in town, one Paris, that would fain pay court to her, but she, good soul, had as lief see a toad, the very toad, as see him. God in heaven bless
They hug.
you.
He bends to pick up her bags.
Dear, dear, oh, sir.
Farewell. Commend me to thy lady.
Aye, 1,000 times. Oh.
They hug again
Make haste.
and run off. Juliet beside the swing in her garden.
The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Perchance she cannot meet him. That's not so. Oh, she is lame. Love's heralds should be thoughts which 10 times faster glide than the sun's beams, driving back shadows over lowering hills. Had she affections and warm, youthful blood, she would be as swift in motion as a ball.
Nurse arrives,
But old folks,
unseen.
many feign as they were dead, unwieldy, slow, heavy, and pale as lead. Oh, God, she comes. Oh, honey nurse, what news? Hast thou met with him? Oh, Lord, why look'st thou sad?
I am a-weary. Give me leave a while.
Sinks onto the swing.
Aye. Oh, how my bones ache. What a jaunt have I had.
I would thou hadst my bones and I thy news. Nay, come, I pray thee, speak. Good, good nurse, speak.
Do you not see that I am out of breath?
How art thou out of breath when thou hast breath to say to me that thou art out of breath?
Lord, how my head aches. What a head have I. It beats as it would fall in 20
Juliet rubs her
pieces.
temples, kisses her.
My back. Oh, t'other side. Ow, my back, my back.
In faith, I am sorry that thou art not well. Sweet. Sweet. Sweet nurse, tell me, what says my love?
Your love says, like an honest gentleman, and a courteous, and a kind, and a handsome, and I warrant a virtuous. Where's your mother?
Where's my mother? Why, she is within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says, like an honest gentleman, where is your mother?
God's lady dear. Henceforward, do your messages yourself.
Oh, here's such a coil. Come, what says Romeo?
Have you got leave to go to Shrift today?
I have.
Then hie you hence to Friar Lawrence cell. There stays a husband to make you
Nurse throws Romeo's flowers to Juliet. She races round. Juliet rushes out. In the friar's cell,
So smile the heavens upon this holy act, that after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Do thou but close our hands with holy words, then love devouring death do what he dare. It is enough I may call her mine.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die like fire and powder, which as they kiss consume. Therefore love moderately. Long love doth so, too swift arrives as tardy as too slow.
Good even to my ghostly confessor.
My Juliet, welcome. As do waking eyes clouded in night's mist attend the frolic day, so Romeo has expected Juliet, and thou art come.
I am, if I be day, come to my sun. Shine forth and make me fair.
All beauteous fairness dwelleth in thine eyes.
Romeo, From thine all brightness doth arise.
Defer embracements till some fitter time. For by your leaves you shall not stay alone till Holy Church incorporate two in one.
They solemnly follow the friar out. Mercutio and Benvolio.
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is long, the Capulets abroad, and if we meet, we shall not scape a brawl.
Come, come, thou art as moody a Jack in thy mood as any in Italy. Thou wilt quarrel with a man for cracking nuts, having no other reason but because thou hast hazel eyes. What eye but such an eye would spy out such a quarrel? Thy head is as full of quarrels as an egg is full of meat.
By my head, here come the Capulets.
By my heel, I care not.
Gentlefolk, good
Tybalt.
men, a word with one of you.
And but one word with one of us. Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
You shall find me apt enough to that, sir, if you will give me occasion.
Can you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consortst with Romeo.
Consort! What, dost thou make us mere minstrels? And thou make minstrels of us, look to hear nothing but discords! Here's my fiddlestick, here's that shall make you dance. Zoons, consort!
We talk here in the public haunts of men. Either withdraw unto some private place and reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look, so let them gaze.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man. Romeo, the hate I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the reason that I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I none. Therefore, farewell. I see thou knowest me not.
Boy, this does not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me. Therefore, turn and draw.
I do protest I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise till thou shalt know the reason of my love. And so, good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as my own, be satisfied.
Oh, calm, dishonourable, vile submission. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good queen of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives.
For you.
Gentle Mercutio, put thy weapon up.
Come, madam. Oh!
Mercutio pokes Tybalt with his drumsticks. Tybalt grabs him in a headlock, thrashes him with her chain.
Gentle folk, for shame, forbear this outrage. Tybalt, Mercutio, the prince expressly has forbid this bandying in Verona streets.
They pause, but Tybalt kicks out. Mercutio thumps her, slaps her across the face. He grabs her hand, kisses it, spins her away. She knees him in the groin, smashes his head down onto her knee. He reels. He races back, throws her up over his shoulder. Romeo intervenes. She stabs Mercutio in the side with her metal nails, runs off. Mercutio staggers, clutching his side.
I am hurt. Oh! Plague on both your houses! Oh, I am sped. Is she gone and hath nothing?
What? Are thou hurt?
Aye, a scratch. Oh, marry, 'tis enough.
Courage, man, the hurt cannot be much.
No, 'tis not so deep as a well, nor so wide as a church door. Oh, but 'tis enough. 'Twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man.
Blood covers his face.
The plague on both your houses! Zones! A cat to scratch a man to death!
He collapses.
Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm!
I thought all for the best.
Help me into some house, Benvolio, or I shall faint. Plague on both your houses!
Benvolio helps him up.
They have made worms meat of me. I have it, and soundly too. Your houses!
And takes him out.
This gentleman, the prince's near ally, My very friend hath got his mortal hurt in my behalf. Oh, sweet Juliet, thy beauty hath made me effeminate, and in my temper softened valor's steel.
Romeo. Oh, Romeo, brave Mercutio's dead.
This day's black fate on more days doth depend. This but begins the woe others must end.
Here comes Furious Tybalt back again.
Alive in triumph from Mercutio
He pulls his
slain.
knife.
Away to heaven, respective lenity, and fire-eyed fury be my conduct now. Now, Tybalt, take the villain back again that late thou gavest me, for Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our heads. Either thou, or I, or both must go with him.
The wretched boy that didst consort him here shall with him hence.
This shall determine
They
that.
grapple. Tybalt elbows Romeo in the chest. Romeo stabs Tybalt in the stomach, throws away the knife, punches her repeatedly, flings her to the side. Tybalt falls to the ground.
Romeo, Romeo, away, begone! The citizens are up and Tybalt slain! Stand not amazed, the prince will do thee death if thou art taken! Hence, begone, away!
Oh, I have fortune's full.
Why dost thou stay?
Romeo runs. The Capulets race in. Lady Capulet bends over Tybalt's body. The Montagues arrive as the prince descends on a rope from high above.
Where are the vile beginners of this fray? I have an interest in your hot proceeding. My blood for your rude balls doth lie a-bleeding.
Tybalt! My cousin! Oh, my brother's child! Oh, Prince! Oh, cousin! Husband! Oh, the blood is spilt! Oh, my dear kinsman! Prince, as thou art true! For blood of ours, shed blood of Montague!
Benvolio, who began this bloody fray?
Tybalt here slain, whom Romeo's hand did slay. Romeo that spoke her fair with gentle breath. But Tybalt, death to peace, with piercing steel and envious thrust did hit the life of stout Mercutio. And then Tybalt fled. But by and by comes back to Romeo, and to it they go like lightning, for ere I could draw to part them, was stout Tybalt slain. And as she fell, did Romeo turn and fly. This is the truth, or let Benvolio die.
She is a kinsman to the Montague. Affection makes her false. She speaks not true. I beg for justice, which thou, prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
Romeo slew her. She slew Mercutio. Who now the price of his dear blood doth owe?
Not Romeo,
Montague.
Prince. He was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes but what the law should end, the life of Tybalt.
And for that offense, immediately we do exile him hence. I will be deaf to pleading and excuses. Nor tears, nor prayers shall purchase out abuses. Therefore use none.
Lady Montague weeps.
Let Romeo hence in haste. Else when he is found, that hour is his last.
Benvolio leads her out.
Bear hence this body and attend our will. Mercy but murders, pardoning those that kill.
The Capulets carry Tybalt out. Juliet in her bedroom.
Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steeds! Towards Phoebus' lodging, such a wagoner as Phaeton would whip you to the west and bring in cloudy night immediately. Spread thy close curtain, love-performing night, that runaways' eyes may wink, and Romeo leap to these arms, untalked of and unseen. Come, night! Come, Romeo! Come, thou day in night! Come, gentle night! Come, loving black-browed night! Give me my Romeo! And when he shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the garish sun. Oh, I have bought the mansion of a love, but not possessed it. And though I am sold, not yet enjoyed. Oh, here comes my nurse. Ah, me, what news? Why dost thou wring thy hands?
We are undone, lady. We are undone. Alack the day, oh gone, oh killed, oh dead. Whoever would have thought it? Romeo.
Hath Romeo slain himself? Say thou but I. If he be slain, say I, or if not, no.
I saw the wound. I saw it with mine eyes. A piteous corpse, a bloody piteous in gore, blood, and swooned at the sight. Oh, Tybalt, Tybalt, best friend I had. Oh, courteous Tybalt, honest gentlewoman, that ever I should live to see thee dead.
Is Romeo slaughtered and is Tybalt dead? My dear loved cousin and my dearer lord.
Tybalt is gone, and Romeo banished. Romeo that killed her, he is banished.
Oh God, did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood?
It did, alas the day, it did.
Oh, serpent heart, hid with a flowering face, beautiful tyrant, fiend angelical, just opposite to what thou justly seems.
Shame come to Romeo!
Wasted be thy tongue for such a wish, he was not born to shame.
Will you speak well of him that killed your cousin?
Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? Oh, poor my lord, what tongue shall smooth thy name when I, thy 3 hours wife, have mangled it? But wherefore, villain, didst thou kill my cousin? That villain cousin would have killed my husband. Back, foolish tears, back to your native spring. My husband lives, that Tybalt would have slain, and Tybalt's dead that would have slain my husband. All this is comfort. Wherefore weep I then? Where is my father and my mother, nurse?
Weeping and wailing over Tybalt's corpse. Will you go to them? I will bring you thither.
Wash they her wounds with tears. Mine shall be spent when theirs are dry, for Romeo's banishment.
Hark ye, your Romeo will be here at night. I'll to him, I know well where he will be.
Oh, find him, give this ring to my true knight, and bid him come to take his last farewell.
The nurse and Juliet go. Romeo runs into Friar Lawrence's cell.
Father, what news? What is the prince's doom?
Not body's death, but body's banishment.
Banishment? Be merciful, say death, for exile hath more terror in his look.
Hence from Verona art thou banished. Be patient, for the world is broad and wide.
There is no world without Verona walls, but purgatory, torture, hell itself. Hence banished is banished from the world.
Oh, deadly sin. Oh, rude unthankfulness! This is dear mercy, and thou seest it not.
'Tis torture, and not mercy. Heaven is here, where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog and little mouse, every unworthy thing live here in heaven, and may look on her, but Romeo may not. They may seize on the white wonder of dear Juliet's hand, but Romeo may not, he is banished. Flies may do this, but I from this must fly. They are free men, but I am banished. Oh, Friar, the damned did use that word in hell. Howlings attend it. How hast thou the heart, being a divine, a ghostly confessor, a sin absolver, and my friend professed to mangle me with that word banished?
Thou fond madman, hear me but speak a word.
Oh, thou wilt speak again of banishment.
Oh, then I see that madmen have no ears.
How should they when that wise men have no eyes? Thou canst not speak on that thou dost not feel. Wert thou as young as I, Juliet thy love, and our but married, Tybalt murdered, doting like me and like me banished, then mightst thou speak. Then mightst thou tear thy hair and fall upon the ground as I do now, taking the measure of an unmade grave.
Romeo crumples into a heap.
Arise, one knocks. Good Romeo, hide thyself. Run to my study. By and by. God's will, what simpleness is this?
Romeo curls up.
I come. Who knocks so hard? Whence come you? What's your will?
I come from Lady Juliet.
Oh, welcome then.
Oh, Holy Friar. Oh, tell me, Holy Friar, where's my lady's lord? Where's Romeo?
There on the ground with his own tears made drunk.
Oh, he is even in my mistress' case. Stand up. Stand up. Stand and you be a man. For Juliet's sake, for her sake, rise and stand.
Speakest thou of Juliet? How is it with her? Doth she not think me an old murderer? Where is she, and how doth she? And what says my concealed lady to our cancelled love?
Oh, she says nothing, sir, but weeps and weeps. And Tybalt calls, and then on Romeo cries, and then she falls and weeps again.
As if that name shot from the deadly level of a gun did murder her. As that name's cursed hand murdered her kinsman. Oh, tell me, Friar. Tell me, in what vile part of this anatomy doth my name lodge? Tell me that I may sack the hateful mansion.
Hold thy desperate
A knife
hand.
to his throat.
Hast thou slain Tybalt? Wilt thou slay thyself and slay thy lady too, that lives in thee by doing damned hate upon thyself? What? Rouse thee, man. Thy Juliet is alive. There art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy too. The law that threatened death becomes thy friend and turns it to exile. There art thou happy. A pack of blessings lights upon thy back. Go, get thee to thy love, as was decreed. Ascend her chamber hence, and comfort her. But look thou stay not till the watch be set, for then thou canst not pass to Mantua, where thou shalt live till we can find a time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends, beg pardon of the prince, and call thee back.
My lord, I'll tell my lady that you come.
Do so, and bid my sweet prepare to chide.
Here, sir, a ring she bid me give you, sir. Hie you, make haste, for it grows very late.
How well my comfort is revived by this.
Go hence. I'll find out Benvolio, acquainting her with all that till now hath chanced, and she shall signify from time to time every good hap to you that chances here. Give me thy hand, 'tis late. Farewell. Good night.
It were a grief so brief to part with thee.
A hug.
Farewell.
They go. Paris with the Capulets, Lady Capulet all in black.
Things have fallen out, sir, so unluckily that we have had no time to move our daughter. Look you, she loved her cousin Tybalt dearly, and so did I. Well, we were born to die. 'Tis very late, she'll not come down tonight.
These times of woe afford no time to woo. Madam, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
I will, and know her mind early tomorrow. Tonight she is mewed up to her heaviness.
Wife, go you to her tomorrow in the morn. Acquaint her with my son Paris' love, and bid her, mark you me, on Wednesday next. But soft, what day is this?
Monday, my lord.
Monday, huh? Well, Wednesday is too soon. On Thursday, let it be. On Thursday, tell her she shall be married to this noble earl.
My lord! I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
Well, get you gone on Thursday, be it then. Farewell, my lord. I'll to my chamber. Ho!
He goes.
Good night.
The others follow. In Juliet's room, Romeo is dressing, Juliet in nightclothes on the bed.
Wilt thou be gone? It is not yet near day. It was the nightingale and not the lark.
It was the lark, the herald of the morn. I must be gone and live, or stay and die.
Yon light is not daylight. I know it, I. Therefore stay yet. Thou needst not to be gone.
I have more care to stay than will to go. Come, death, and welcome. Juliet wills it so. How is't, my soul? Let's talk. It is not day.
It is. It is. Hie hence, be gone, away. It is the lark that sings so out of tune. Oh, now be gone. More light and light it grows.
More light and light, more dark and dark our woes.
Madam, your lady mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke. Be wary. Look about.
Juliet dresses.
Then window, let day in, and let life out.
Farewell. Farewell. One kiss, and I'll descend.
Juliet gazes sadly after him as he leaves.
Art thou gone so? Love, lord, I, husband, friend.
Oh, daughter, are you up? Why, how now, Juliet?
Madam, I'm not well.
Evermore weeping for thy cousin's death? What, wilt thou wash her from her grave with tears? Well, girl, thou weepst not so much for her death as that the villain lives which slaughtered her.
What villain, madam?
That same villain, Romeo.
Aye, madam. From the reach of these my hands were numbered, I might venge my cousin's death.
We will have vengeance for it, fear thou not. And then I hope thou wilt be satisfied.
Indeed, I never shall be satisfied with Romeo till I behold him dead.
Well, let that pass. I come to bring thee joyful news.
And joy comes well at such a needy time.
Well, then, thou hast a careful father, child, one who, to put thee from thy heaviness, hath sorted out a sudden day of joy that thou expectst not, nor I look not for. Marry, my child, early next Thursday morn, the valiant, young, and noble gentleman, the County Paris, at St. Peter's Church, shall happily make thee there a joyful bride.
Now by St. Peter's Church and Peter too, he shall not make me there a joyful bride. I will not marry yet. And when I do, I swear it shall be Romeo, who you know I hate rather than Paris. These are news indeed.
Here comes your father. Tell him so yourself, and see how he will take it at your hand.
I know, a conduit girl. What, still in tears? Evermore showering? How now, wife? Have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir, but she will none. This is her thanks. I would the fool were married to her grave.
How will she none? Doth she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Doth she not count her blessed? Unworthy as she is, that we have wrought so worthy a gentleman to be her bridegroom.
Not proud, you have, but thankful that you have. Proud can I never be of what I hate, but thankful even for hate that is meant love.
Oh no. Chop, logic. What is this? Thank me no thankings, nor proud me no prouds. But fettle your fine joints against Thursday next to go with Paris to St. Peter's Church, or I will drag thee on a hard
He shoves her.
Good father, I beseech you on my knees. Hear me with patience, but to speak a word.
Hang thee, young baggage. Disobedient wretch. I tell thee what. Get thee to church on Thursday, or never after look me in the face. Speak not. Reply not. Do not answer me. Got my fingers itch, wife. We scarce thought us blessed that God hath lent us but this only child. But now I see this one is one too much.
She cowers.
Hilde!
Heaven bless her! You are to blame, my lord, to rate her so.
And why, my lady wisdom? Hold your tongue.
May not one speak?
Peace, you mumbling fool. Utter your gravity or a gossip bowl, for here we need it not.
You are too hot.
God's blessed mother. Wife, it makes me mad. Day, night, tide time, hour, work, play, alone, in company, still my care hath been to have her matched. I'll no more acknowledge thee. Graze where you will, you shall not house with me. Beg, die in the streets. I'll not be forsworn.
He stalks out.
Oh, sweet my mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week.
Talk not to me, for I'll speak not a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee.
She follows him.
Oh, God. Oh, nurse, how can this be prevented? What sayst thou? Hast thou not a word of joy, some comfort, nurse?
Romeo is banished. So, since the case so stands as now it doth, I think it best you married with the county. Oh, he's a lovely gentleman. Romeo's a dish-clout to him. Beshrew my very heart, I think you're happy in this second match. Your first is dead, or 'twere as good he were as living here and you no use of him.
Speakest thou from thy heart?
And my soul too, or else beshrew them both.
Amen.
What?
Well, thou hast comforted me marvellous much. Go in and tell my lady I am gone, having displeased my father to Lawrence' cell, to make confession and to be absolved.
Marry, I will. Oh. And this is wisely done.
Nurse blows a kiss and goes.
Ancient damnation. O most wicked fiend! Thou and my bosom henceforth shall be twain. I'll to the friar to know his remedy. If all else fail, myself have power to die.
Paris is with the friar.
On Thursday, sir. The time is very short.
My father Capulet will have it so.
You say you do not know the lady's mind. Uneven is the course. I like it not.
Immoderately she weeps for Tybalt's death, and therefore have I little talked of love, for Venus smiles not in a house of tears.
Look, sir, here comes the lady towards my cell.
Happily met, my lady and my wife.
That may be, sir, when I may be a wife.
That maybe must be love on Thursday next.
What must be shall be.
That's a certain text.
Come you to make confession to this father?
To answer that, I should confess to you.
Do not deny to him that you love me.
I will confess to you that I love him.
So will ye. I am sure that you love me.
If I do so, it will be of more price, being spoke behind your back than to your face. Are you at leisure, Holy Father, now, or shall I come to you at evening mass?
My leisure serves me, pensive daughter, now. My lord, we must entreat the time alone.
God shield I should disturb devotion. Juliet, on Thursday early will I rouse ye. Till then adieu, and keep this holy kiss.
He kisses her hand and turns to go. She leaves her hand out, shakes it violently.
Oh, shut the door. And when thou hast done so, come weep with me. Past hope, past cure, past help.
Oh, Juliet, I already know thy grief.
Tell me not, Friar, that thou hearest of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. Give me some present counsel, or, behold, twixt my extremes and me, this bloody knife shall play the umpire. I long to die!
Hold, daughter!
She holds a knife to her wrist.
I do spy a kind of hope. If rather than marry County Paris, thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself, then 'tis likely thou wilt undertake a thing like death to chide away this shame. And if thou darest, I'll give thee remedy.
Oh, bid me leap, rather than marry Paris from off the battlements of yonder tower.
Hold then. Go home. Be merry. Give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night, look that thou lie alone. Let not thy nurse lie with thee in thy chamber. Take thou this phial, being then in bed, and this distilled liquor drink thou off, when presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humour. For no pulse, no warmth, no breath shall testify that thou livest, and in this borrowed likeness of shrunk death, thou shalt continue 24 hours, and then awake as if from a pleasant sleep. Now, when the bridegroom comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there thou art dead. Then, as the manner of our country is, thou shalt be borne to that same ancient vault where all the kindreds of the Capulets lie. In the meantime, 'gainst thou shalt awake, shall Romeo by my letters know our drift, and hither shall he come, and he and I shall watch thy waking, and that very night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua.
Love, give me strength, and strength shall help afford. Farewell, dear father!
She runs out, clutching the phial of poison. The Capulets and nurse.
What? Is my daughter gone to Friar Lawrence?
Aye, forsooth.
Well, he may chance to do some good on her. A peevish, self-willed harlotry it is.
See where she comes from shrift, with merry look.
How now, my headstrong? Where have you been gadding?
Where I have learned me to repent the sin of disobedient opposition, and beg your pardon. Pardon, I beseech you. Henceforward I am ever ruled by you.
Juliet holds her arms out to her father. He gathers her close, spins her round.
Come, let's tell the county presently of this, for I will have this knot knit up tomorrow.
Nurse, Will you go with me into my closet to help me sort such needful ornaments as you think fit to furnish me tomorrow?
No, not till Thursday. There is time enough.
Go, nurse, go with her. We'll go to church tomorrow.
I pray, my lord, let it be Thursday.
I say tomorrow, while she's in the mood.
We will be short in our provision.
Go you to Juliet. Help to deck her up. I'll not to bed tonight. Let me alone. I'll play the housewife for this once. And walk myself to County Paris to prepare him up for tomorrow. My heart is wondrous light, since this same wayward girl is so reclaimed.
The Capulets go. Juliet emerges in a fairy tale white wedding gown, ruffles at her shoulders, her nurse fussing round her.
Aye, these attires are best. But, gentle nurse, I pray thee leave me to myself tonight, for I have need of many orisons to move the heavens to smile upon my state, which, well thou know'st, is cross and full of sin.
What, are you busy? Oh! Need you my help?
No, madam. So please you let the nurse this night sit up with you, for I'm sure you have your hands full, all in this so sudden business.
Smiling, Lady Capulet takes off a long necklace with a single large pearl, puts it around Juliet's neck. She kisses Juliet's forehead.
Good night.
Get thee to bed and rest, for thou hast need.
Nurse kisses her too, stifles a sob.
Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. I have a faint, cold fear thrills through my veins. I'll call them back again to comfort me. Nurse! What should she do here? My dismal scene I needs must act alone. Come, Vial. What if this mixture do not work at all? Shall I be married then tomorrow morning? What if it be a poison, which the friar subtly hath ministered to have me dead because he married me before to Romeo? I fear it is, and yet methinks it should not, for he hath still been tried a holy man. How, if, when I am laid into the tomb, I wake before the time that Romeo come to redeem me? There's a fearful point. Shall I not then be stifled in the vault, to whose foul mouth no healthsome air breathes in, and there die strangled ere my Romeo comes? Oh, if I wake, shall I not be distraught, and pluck the mangled Tybalt from her shroud, and in this rage, what with some great kinsman's bone, as with a club, dash out my desperate brains? Oh, look! Methinks I see my cousin's ghost, seeking out Romeo that did spit her body upon a weapon's point. Stop, Tybalt! Stop! Romeo, I come. This do I drink to thee?
She drains it. Sinks to the bed in a flurry of white petticoats. Lies still. Lord Capulet in the balcony.
Nurse! What? What? Nurse, I say! Make haste! The bridegroom, he has come already. Go waken Juliet, go and trim her up. I'll go chat with Paris. Well, hi, make haste!
Why, lamb! Why, lady! Fie, you slug-a-bed! Why, love, I say! Madam, sweetheart, why, bride, what dressed in thy gown and down again? I needs must wake her. Madam! 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 I let the Countess
She shakes
take you
Juliet.
in your bed. I needs must wake you. Lady? Lady! Lady! Oh, well a day that ever I was born! Alas! Alas! Help! Help! My lady's dead!
Where is it here?
Oh, lamentable day! Look! Look! Oh, heavy day!
Oh, me, my child, my only life. Revive! Look up! For I will die with thee!
For shame, bring Juliet forth. Her lord is come.
The day she's dead,
She's dead! She's dead!
Let me see her.
At last, she's cold. Her blood is settled and her limbs are
Paris and the friar.
Come, is the bride ready to go to church?
ready to go, but never to return. Oh, son, the night before thy wedding day hath death lain with thy wife. There she lies. Flower that she was, deflowered by him. Death is my son-in-law. Death is my
He
heir.
kneels by the bed.
Have I thought long to see this morning's face? And doth it give me such a sight as this? Beguiled, divorced, wronged, spited, slain, most detestable death, by thee beguiled, by cruel, cruel thee, quite overthrown.
Peace! Ho!
The
For
friar.
shame! Heaven and yourself had a part in this fair maid. Now heaven hath all, and all the better is it for the maid. The most you sought was her promotion, for 'twas your heaven she should be advanced. And weep ye now, seeing she is advanced, above the clouds as high as heaven itself?
All that we ordain at festival turn from their office to black funeral, our instruments to melancholy bells, our wedding cheer to a sad burial feast.
Sir, go you in. Madam, go you with him. And Sir Paris, everyone, prepare to follow this fair corpse unto her grave.
Slowly, the bed with Juliet slides out and they follow. Romeo.
If I may trust the flattering truth of sleep, my dreams presage some joyful news at hand. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead, and breathed such life with kisses in my lips that I revived and was an emperor. News from Verona. How now, Benvolio? Dost thou not bring me letters from the friar? How doth my lady? How fares my Juliet? For nothing can be ill if she be well.
Then she is well, and nothing can be ill. Her body sleeps in Capul's monument, and her immortal part with angels lives. I saw her laid low in her kindred's vault, and presently took post to tell it you.
Is it even so? Then I defy you, stars! Good cuz, get me transport. I will hence tonight.
I do beseech you, cuz, have patience. Your looks are pale and wild, and do import some misadventure.
Tush, thou art deceived. Leave me and do the thing I bid thee do. Hast thou no letters to me from the friar?
No, my good cuz.
No matter. Get thee gone, and hire some transport. I'll be with thee straight. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. Let's see for means. Oh, mischief, thou art swift to enter in the thoughts of desperate men. So if a man did need a poison now, here lives a caitiff wretch would sell it him. What ho? Apothecary!
Who calls so loud?
Come hither, woman. I see that thou art poor. Hold. There is 40 ducats. Let me have a dram of poison, such soon speeding gear, as will disperse itself through all the veins, that the life-weary taker may fall dead.
Such mortal drugs I have, but Mantua's law is death to any he that utters them.
The world is not thy friend, nor the world's law. The world affords no law to make thee rich. Then be not poor, but break it, and take this.
My poverty, but not my will, consents.
I pay thy poverty and not thy will.
Put this in any liquid thing you will, and drink it off. And if you had the strength of 20 men, it would dispatch you straight.
Farewell. Buy food and
He
get
takes the
thyself in
bottle.
flesh. Come, cordial and not poison, go with me to Juliet's grave, for there must I use thee.
Holy Franciscan Friar! Brother ho!
This, by his voice, should be Friar John. Welcome from Mantua. What says Romeo?
Going to find a barefoot brother out, one of our order, to associate me, here in this city visiting the sick. And finding him, the searchers of the town, suspecting that we were both in a house where the infectious pestilence did reign, sealed up the doors and would not let us forth, so that my speed to Mantua there was stayed.
Well, who bare then my letter to Romeo?
I could not send it. Here it is again. Nor get a messenger to bring it thee, so fearful were they of infection.
Unhappy fortune! By my brotherhood, the letter was not nice, but full of charge, of dear import, and the neglecting of it may do much danger. Friar John, go hence, get me an iron crow, and bring it straight unto my cell.
Brother, I'll go and bring it thee.
Now must I to the monument alone. Within 3 hours will fair Juliet wake. Poor living corpse, closed in a dead man's
The double
tomb.
doors open to reveal Paris with a wreath, the name Juliet spelt out in white flowers. He lowers it to the ground.
Sweet flower, with flowers thy bridal bed I strew, which with sweet water nightly I will dew. The obsequies that I for thee will keep, nightly shall be to strew thy grave and weep. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight, to cross my
He hides.
obsequies and true love's right?
Come, cousin, give me the wrenching iron. Hold. Take this letter. Early in the morning, see thou deliver it to my lord and father, and do not interrupt me in my course. Why I descend into this bed of death is partly to behold my lady's face, but chiefly to take thence from her dead finger a precious ring, a ring that I must use in dear employment. Therefore, hence be gone.
I will be gone, cuz, and not trouble you.
Live, and be prosperous, and farewell,
hug.
good cousin.
For all this same, I'll hide me hereabout. His looks I fear, and his intents I doubt.
Thou detestable Moor, thou womb of death, gorged with the dearest morsel of the earth. Thus I am forced thy rotten jaws to open, and in despite I'll cram thee with more food.
This is that banished haughty Montague. Stop! Thy unhallowed toil! Vile Montague! Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey and go with me, for thou must die.
I must indeed, and therefore came I hither. Good, gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man. Fly hence and leave me, think upon these gone. Put not another sin upon my head by urging me to fury. Oh, be gone!
I do defy thy conjurations, and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Wilt thou provoke me? Then have at thee, boy!
Oh, Lord, they find
Romeo stabs
I'll go to the
Paris.
prince.
I am slain. And thou be merciful. Open the tomb. Lay me with Juliet.
In faith I will. Let me peruse this face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble county Paris, that knight who wooed fair Juliet. I'll bury thee in a
He
triumphant
opens the grave.
A grave. Oh no, a lantern, slaughtered youth. For here lies Juliet, and her beauty makes this vault a feasting presence full
He
of
tugs
light.
at Paris, lowers him down into the open grave.
Death, lie thou there by a body
He
interred.
lowers himself in, lifts out Juliet, holds her on his lap.
Oh, my love, my wife, death that hath sucked the honey of thy breath hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Why art thou yet so fair? I'll stay with thee, and never from this palace of dim night depart again. Here will I remain with worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take
He
your
wraps her
last
limp
embrace.
arms round his neck, lays her gently down, takes out his bottle,
Here's to my love.
drains it.
Oh, true apothecary. Thy drugs are quick. Thus with a kiss, I die.
He falls back, still.
Romeo! Romeo? Ah, he's pale. Oh, what an unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance. Oh. The lady stirs.
Oh, comfortable friar. Where is my lord? I do remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where is my Romeo?
I hear some noise, lady. Come away from that nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. Come away. Thy husband by thy bosom there lies dead. Come, I hear the prince is coming. Come, go, Juliet. I dare no longer stay. I dare no longer stay.
Oh, get thee hence, for I will not away. What's here? A cup closed in my true love's hand. Poison, I see, hath been his timeless
She
end.
tries to drink.
Oh, churl, drunk all and left no friendly drop to help me after. I will kiss thy lips. Haply yet some poison yet doth hang on them. Thy lips are warm!
Oh, this way!
Yea, noise. Then
She
I'll be
sees his
brief.
knife,
Oh, happy dagger. This
plunges
is thy
it deep.
sheath. No! There, rust. And let me
Benvolio
die.
and the prince.
This is the place. Oh, the ground is bloody.
Pitiful sight!
Look, there too lies Paris slain.
What early mischief makes you send for us?
What rumour is this that is so early up that calls us coldly from our morning's rest?
Oh, heavens. Wife, look how our daughter bleeds.
Oh, me. This sight of death is as a bell that warns my old age to a sepulchre.
Come, Montague, for thou art early up to see thy son and heir more early down.
Alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight. Grief of my son's exile hath stopped her breath. What further woes conspires against mine age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
Thou untaught, what manners is in this to press before thy father to a grave?
Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while, till we can clear these ambiguities and know their spring, their head, their true descent. Benvolio, what can you say in this?
Romeo, they're dead. Was husband to that Juliet. And she, they're dead. That's Romeo's faithful wife. I brought my cousin news of Juliet's death. And then in post he came from Mantua to this same place, to this same monument. This letter he early bid me give my uncle.
Give me the letter. I will look on it.
The prince reads.
This letter doth reveal the lovers' plight, their course of love, the making of their vows. More truth will seek from the nurse and holy friar, for both were privy unto this marriage. Where be these enemies? Capulet, Montague, see what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. And I, for winking at your discords too, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished.
Oh, brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand.
But I can give thee more, for I will raise her statue in pure gold, that while Verona by that name is known, there shall no figure at such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet.
As rich shall Romeo's by his ladies lie. Poor sacrifices of our enmity.
A glooming peace this morning with it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence to have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned, and some punished. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.
The double doors open to reveal the musicians. Romeo and Juliet scramble to their feet, Juliet's white dress blood-stained at the waist. The wreath is lowered into the grave. The trapdoors shut. The cast spread out across the stage. They smile hugely and repeat the party dance. Funking it out in unison, stepping and pumping their arms. They slap their hands on their thighs, form a V with Juliet in front. She starts the stepping first. The others join in, one by one. They slink and step, pump their arms and jump high. They spread out again, stepping from side to side. Form a V with Juliet at the back. They dance round in two lines, clapping high and encouraging us to clap too, interweaving and crossing. Their arms pump, they slap their thighs and pose. Blue streamers float across the yard. The cast spread out across the stage and bow. They bow to one side, then the other, move to the sides and acknowledge the musicians, who bow. They all bow to the front once more, then leave the stage, waving as they go. The credits rise across the view of the stage and audience. Directed for the stage by Michael Oakley. Costume designer Alex Loud. Composer Ollie Fox. Choreographer Paul Isles. Directed for the screen by Glenn Barton. Executive producers Sophie Curtis and Paul Shooter. Artistic Director of the Globe, Michelle Terry. The cast. Friar Lawrence and Lord Montague, Jeff Alexander. Juliet, Charlotte Beaumont. Lord Capulet, Stuart Bowman. Nurse and Lady Montague, Debbie Chazan. Paris, Prince Aeschylus and Abraham, Christopher Chung. Mercutio, Samson and Friar John, Ned Derrington. Lady Capulet, Hermione Guilford. Benvolio, Shalisa James Davis. Tybalt and Apothecary, Iula Smart. And Romeo, Nathan Walsh. The music, tenor trombone, Hilary Belsey. Trumpet and saxes, Sarah Field. Musical director, bass trombone, euphonium and percussion, Richard Henry. This production involved a large creative and backstage team to bring it to the Globe and to film it for the screen. For a full list of credits, please refer to the Globe website at shakespearesglobe.com. We generate 95% of our income from theatre tickets and other on-site activities. These sources of income depend upon us being open to the public. Due to the pandemic, the Globe has been losing nearly £2 million a month. We continue to provide education and entertainment online to everyone during the pandemic, but we still need your help to secure our future. Please donate what you can to help us continue sharing Shakespeare's gift of stories. shakespearesglobe.com/donate. To donate £20, £10 or £5, please text Juliet 20, Juliet 10 or Juliet 5 to 70460, or Romeo 20, Romeo 10 or Romeo 5 to 70460. When we can welcome everyone back, it will be thanks to your support. UK mobiles only. Texts cost the donation amount plus one standard text message. Please ask the bill payer's permission before donating. Thank you for joining us. See you next time. The final image is a white O and the words Shakespeare's Globe.